No Frank today, so I'll be running things, I guess.
All right. Well, I'm recording now. We are at 79 students, so maybe a few minutes more. I think Professor Kuzman is torturing Frank. I think that's what the issue is right now.
Yeah, it's only 47, so give it a
Yeah,
few
well,
more.
I'm here, but we have quite a submitty situation there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
I think I set up the attendance on Submittee, and I am thinking that we may be better off. For those of you who want to use Submittee, it may be better off doing it about 10 o'clock tonight. Um,
Is Submitty still run off of a desktop in Cutler's office?
no, they've upgraded, and they even have workers that they can farm stuff off to. Um,
That's good.
but our courses are big,
Hmm.
and I think that it's your test, right, Constantine?
yep, it's the 450 people programming languages exam, and the window started at 2:30, so we give 2 hours. So that's 4:30 when things started to break down because tens of students were submitting their exam at the same time. But our window is until 11 p.m. So hopefully, people who started a little bit later would be getting better experience than those who started exactly at 2:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I also think Submittee does take the timestamp properly because I submitted it about 10 seconds before the deadline, and it took about 2 minutes to register, but the initial timestamp was correct. So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Submittee is a workhorse. It gets better every year, but unfortunately, the better it gets, the more we throw at it. It's like a no-win situation. If you don't do well, then we take it easy on you, and then you have an opportunity to recover. But if you're doing okay, then we just throw everything at you. Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like probably 4 years ago, I remember talking to Professor Cutler about making some quizzes or exams on Submit, and she was saying, no, it's never going to happen. Submit is not a testing platform. It's just to submit the files. And here we are, 4 years later, we are relying on Submit so much to do the quizzes and the exams and things like that. So the more they give us, the more we demand.
Okay, and I got the passphrase wrong. I did not pass my own passphrase test. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it sure looks like it. It does not like whatever passphrase I'm giving it.
Okay, we're at 109 people, so if we want to start, I think.
Okay, give me just another minute. I may have uploaded the wrong file. Oh yeah, there we go. I uploaded. If you guys can guess what the answers are for all of the lecture 12.
Is the answer 12?
No, unfortunately, you fail.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Um, yeah, why don't we get started? I will continue to play with this for a second.
All right then. Hello everybody. Welcome to Tuesday the 13th. Ooh. So today's gonna be a pretty quick presentation. We really don't have much to go over. So next slide. Yeah, so big things are we finally have mentor workshops coming up. Next slide. Yes, so these are now tomorrow. Choosing a license, tomorrow at 2. Get Made Easy, tomorrow at 4. And then Thursday at 3. Tools to make CS classes easier. We normally like to keep it to Wednesdays, but this one's on Thursday because scheduling reasons. And then next slide. That's it. I said it was short, and it is. Make sure to do status updates. We are about midway through the semester, so you should be kind of rolling on your project by now. If not, and there's some issue, reach out to us and we'll help you. Other than that, have fun.
Okay, and I'm just going to throw in a couple more things. We are working, Professor Kuzman and I in particular, and all the mentors are working on getting all the grades consolidated, all your attendances consolidated, everything set up so that you will have rainbow grades. We are shooting for this Friday. Remember that, the attendances and the status updates don't count for a lot towards your attendance or don't count for a lot towards your grade. So, they're going to be necessarily a little bit scattered and variable, but we will get you those out so you know where you stand. We're hoping for Friday. It may drag into Tuesday, but that is coming. And we also have in the next week or so, we'll ask you to give us an evaluation of your progress so that we can go through and take a preliminary look at all the things you've done. And kind of give you some guidance on where you stand. It'll be basically just going through your status updates and pulling out all those links that we ask you to put in and throwing them into a file so that we can have the mentors and everybody go through and just kind of evaluate for you. We do have our, and you guys can't see that, I don't think. So let's make that everything as opposed to nothing. There we go. So we have our QR code. And Submittee is not being particularly cooperative. The answer is supposed to be wet leaves. I am failing. Give me about 10 minutes and I will have this fixed. But the answer will be wet leaves when we actually get it working. So, and again, that's what I'm kind of fighting with right now. Any questions? I will, as usual. Do we have a mentor meeting today, Stephen? Or is that we got to do that on Friday? Okay, I guess there's no mentor meeting today. We will have one coming up shortly. And again, it will be wet leaves as soon as I get wet leaves working correctly. Any questions? Well, I'll stick around till, can I drag down and right? You guys are always complaining. How's that? Is that better? And I am furiously trying to get this done. You know what? It was my son went out and I asked him to mow the lawn because I figured that we'd mulch the leaves in. But we had too many leaves, and so he did them and raked them all up into nice piles yesterday. And he used up all the brown bags, and the 3 places I went didn't have any brown bags. So now instead of having nicely raked leaves in brown bags at the curb, we now have nicely wet leaves in big piles in the middle of the lawn. And it's hard to fault him. He did a really good job. In fact, it's impossible to fault him. He did a really good job. But now I have wet leaves. There we go. Okay, and it is wet leaves with an exclamation point, and it now works. So I don't know what I did wrong the first 4 times I did it, but it is now working. If you wait till a little later, Proglang will probably appreciate it, but we should be good to go. All right, I'm going to stop the recording, and we will get this uploaded for those of you who need it. Please meet in your small groups if this is your meeting time. If not, plan on your meeting time. Let your mentors know so they can stop in and let you know what's going on. And we will see you on Friday.